If you want to join a community where we are living wealthy, the Wealthy Life Masters is the community that you want to be a part of. Well, consider this. What about the young wealthy getting prepared for retirement at age 25? Well, Aiden has something that he wants to say just to you about that.
35% of Americans have no money set aside for retirement. And like that is insane. And I definitely wanna help change that, because it's crazy. Like, you're telling me 35% of Americans don't even have money in a 401k or any money set aside for retirement. Like, what do they expect to live off of when they get older, right? 48%, now we're looking at almost half. 48% of Americans have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. That is wild. $10,000, like, how are you going to stretch that out for the next 30 years of your life after retirement? $10,000 wouldn't even last me like 3 months, you know?
Well, I'm excited to share with you that Aiden also has some things he wants to share with us concerning why investing in your 401k is not the only thing you can do.
Your 401k is not enough. And let me tell you why it's not enough. Something people don't take into account is taxes, right? When you might have $1 million in your 401k, when you take that money out when you retire, you're gonna have to pay taxes on that, and they're gonna treat it like income tax, right? I'm not gonna get into it in too much detail right now because I'm not a tax expert. First of all, there are some ways you could kind of cheat the system where when you take out your 401k, they'll treat it like capital gain tax instead of income tax, which is taxed a little bit less. But I'm not a tax expert. We're not gonna get into that. But whenever you finally do take money out of your 401k, you're gonna have to pay taxes on that, right? Then inflation is next. And inflation is your enemy. It's everyone's enemy. Inflation it's not fun. It's not fun, right? Inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. And looking at this chart, US consumer inflation has seen the highest levels since 2008, right before the housing market crash, right? So we need to beat that. You're getting your 2% raise every year. You're not beating inflation. You're not beating inflation. If you're getting a 2% raise at your job every year, you're technically losing money, because inflation is your enemy. Inflation is out there to get you. It's out there to keep you low. We have to combat it in a way. And you might be thinking like, well, how do we do that? How do I beat inflation?
Well, there's some clear things that you need to consider. If you're going to live a wealthy life and you're a young person, 25 years of age, 30 years of age, 35, now is the best time to get together. Aiden has a whole lot to say about why you should consider an IRA.
There's things called IRAs out there, and IRA stands for an individual retirement account. You got your traditional accounts and your Roth accounts. Now there is a difference between the two. It really comes down to taxes. So with traditional, basically you don't pay taxes until you withdraw the money, right? And then with your Roth account, you basically, taxes already come out, and then you start funding a Roth IRA, right? The downside to it though is you only are allowed to contribute $6,000 a year. Just like with the 401k, you was able to do $19,500. With the Roth, you're only allowed to do $6,000 a year. But the cool thing with IRAs, you're flexible. You could invest in whatever you want. And my Roth IRA, I keep dividend plays. I love keeping my dividend stocks in my Roth IRA because I'm not paying taxes on it. Again, with the Roth, I already pay taxes with the money I put in there. And when I finally decide to retire and take that money out, I don't have to pay taxes on it. Now with the traditional, the money that goes in there is not taxed, but you pay taxes in the future. That's why I really like keeping my dividend stocks in my Roth IRA, because I'm getting that passive income that I'm not going to have to pay taxes on whenever I do decide to take it out.
Well, ultimately, I am certain you can see why it is essential and important to begin young. getting investing, getting yourself prepared for retirement now. Well, you can expect this and a whole lot more when you join Wealthy Life Masters. Well, consider it. This is your opportunity to get wealthy now.